Hang on. I hope that just put me online. I wonder if that just took my mute off, which kind of sucks. So I'm sorry about that. Well, guess we're now back to live action. My fault. We didn't start this right. Top of the second, Phillies Cubs no score. This again is MLB Network's top 20 games of all time, the Windy City Slugfest. The game Philadelphia beat Chicago 23-22. We're in the second inning of this one, and there's no score. So Philadelphia will now bat in the top of the second inning. It'll be Schmidt, followed by Unser and Matic. Schmidt hitting 266, 14 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Big right-handed power hitter. Foot puts down the target. Lamp looks in. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. 4, and that's a line drive base hit. Oh, wait a minute. That is a – let's see what happens. And that's a base hit from Mike Schmidt. Sends it up the middle for a hit. Schmidt's on first. First hit for the Fighting Phils. Here is the left fielder, Del Unser, hitting 462. Doesn't have enough at-bats for the league leading, but he's had 26 at-bats, 4 doubles and 2 ribbies. So he's ripping the ball early on. Foot sets the target. Lamp looks in from the stretch. Runner on first and nobody out. Pitch to Unser. And that will be a line drive base hit for Del Unser. So Schmidt will go to second. Stops right there. And the Phillies got 2 men on and nobody out. And here's the Secretary of Defense, Gary Maddox. Maddox hitting 336. Hot start. 3 homers, 15 RBIs. He's also added 6 stolen bases. Good start for Maddox. First and second, nobody out. Foot sets the target. Lamp looks in from the stretch and the pitch. And that will be a line drive. Oh, that's a fly ball deep left field. The wind's going to take this. It's gone. So Gary Maddox has hit a 3-run homer, and the Phils lead it 3-0. So a big 3-run blast by Gary Maddox, and the Phils take a 3-0 lead. So here's Bob Boone. Boone hitting 253, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp looks in from the windup and the pitch. 1-11. That's a walk to Boone. He'll take first base. So now here is a Rudy Mioli. So Mioli the bat. He's hitting 139, 29 at bats, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs. Mioli, a left-handed hitter, will bat against Lamp. Foot puts down the target. Lamp from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Mioli. And that will be a strike him out inside corner. And now here's Randy Lerch, normally known as a good batter, hit 153 on that season, 1 home run. It did come in this ball game. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp looks in. Here is from the stretch. And Lerch does put down a bunt. Boone will go to second, and there's 2 outs. So Boone will take second. Good bunt by Lerch. Here is Bake McBride. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game with a pop-up. Again, McBride, a left-handed hitter. Foot sets the target. Lamp from the stretch. Runner on second and nobody, and 2 men out. Phillies by 3. Here's the pitch to McBride, and that is a line drive base hit for McBride. Boone will have to stop at third, and the Phillies have first and third and 2 outs. So now here's the shortstop, Larry Boa. He walked his first time up. He comes up with 2 men on and 2 men out. Boa will switch it, batting for the left-hand side. Foot puts down the target. Lamp from the stretch. First and third, 2 outs. Pitch to Boa. 4, a ground ball to second. Top play by Sizemore, throws them out, and the Phillies strand 2. But the Phils get 3. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Phillies 3, Cubs nothing. So the Phils 3-0 lead, bottom of the second inning on a 3-run homer by the Secretary of Defense, Gary Maddox. We play the bottom of the second here at Wrigley Field. It'll now be Dave Kingman, followed by Steve Ontiveros and Jerry Martin. Boone will put down the sign. Lerch looks in the left-hander. The pitch to Kingman. And that will be a base hit center field. So Kingman drives up the middle for a base hit. Runner on first and nobody out. Here's Steve Ontiveros hitting 269. 1 homer, 12 RBIs. Boone puts down the sign. Lerch the left-hander. Kingman takes the lead. Here's the pitch to Ontiveros. And he hits a line drive up the gap for a base hit. That'll go in the gap. Kingman will stop at first. Will go to third, and Ontiveros with a long single. So the Cubbies, first and third, nobody out, and the Cubs have something going. So here is Jerry Martin. Martin hitting 279, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Right-handed hitter, always hits left-handed pitching well. Boom, puts down the sign. Lerch from the stretch. First and third, nobody out. Pitch to Martin, and that's a line drive at Mioli as Kingman has to hold one away. So here's the catcher, Barry Foote. Barry Foote hitting 255. Home run, 16 runs batted in. Boom, puts down the sign. Lerch from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Foote. And that will be a ground ball double play. Schmidt, Mioli, Rose. And that ends the inning for the Cubs. Double play ends the inning. We play 2. It's 3-0 Phils. So the Phils with a lead, 3-0 as we go to the top of the third inning. Al Red Sox fan is here. Again, let's explain to the home audience what we're doing today. We're replaying Major League Baseball's greatest games that MLB Network did. This is number 20, the Windy City Slugfest back in 1979. Today it's 3-0 Phils. We play the top of the third. The Phillies 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. The Cubs no runs on 3 hits. Rose will step up against Lamp. Lamp's still in the ball game, much different ball game than it was actually in 1979. Foote sets the target. Lamp with the motion. Here's the pitch to Rose, and that's a 1-8 ground ball to short. To Jesus got it. Throws to Buckner for out number 1. 1 away. So here is Michael Jack Schmidt. Singled and scored in front of Matic's home run. Foote sets the target. Lamp looks in. Here's the full windup to Schmidt, and that is going to be a line drive base hit, I believe. That's going to go foul. And then Schmidt should rip one through. He does. So base hit Schmidt, his second of the ball game. He'll take first base. And here's Dale Unser. So Unser 1 for 1. Again, we're using Stratomatic Advance since these cards were not made in Super Advance. That kind of will affect things. Foote puts down the sign. Lamp looks in. Here is the windup to Unser. That's going to be a fly ball right field. Vale is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Not a good Cubby outfield. Their corners are 4s in both directions. So here is Gary Maddox, 3-run homer his first time up. 2 outs with Schmidt on first. Foote puts down the sign. Lamp looks in. Schmidt takes the lead. Here's the pitch, and there goes Schmidt. And that's going to be a 6-5, fly ball, shallow center. Jerry Martin there makes the catch, and the Phillies are done in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Phillies 3, Cubs nothing. Be Teddy Sizemore, Dennis Lamp, and Ivan DeJesus to bat for the Cubs here in the third. Cubs with 3 hits in the ball games with no runs. Sizemore hitting 158, no homers, 4 RBIs. Boom puts down the sign. Lerch looks in, wind up from Lerch. 4-8, ground ball second. Mioli's got it. He does not make the play. So that squirts through for a base hit. Mioli could not get it. So runner on first and nobody out. Sizemore on, and here is Dennis Lamp. You expect a sacrifice from Mr. Lamp. 155 hitter, a double RBI in his 78th season. Boone sets the target. Lerch from the stretch. Sizemore with the lead. Here's the pitch, and it's a bunt by Lamp. Sizemore moves to second, and Lamp is thrown out. Nice play there. The wheel play was on, so the play was made. So runner on second and 1 man out. And Sizemore will take second base. Here's a shortstop to Jesus. He flied out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Boone sets the target. Lerch looking in from the stretch. Pitch to Jesus. 2-10, pop to second. Mioli steps, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Still 3-0 Phils with 2 outs here in the third. Here is Mike Vale. Vale, the batter. Again, he usually hammers left-handed pitching. Situation for him to get a big hit and an RBI here. Boone sets the target, Lerch from the stretch, 2 outs, runner on second, pitch to Vale, and that is a strikeout for Mike Vale, and the Cubbies are done in the third. Hey, we go to the fourth. It's Phillies 3, Cubs nothing. So top of the fourth, and a great game so far here at Wrigley Field. Phillies leading by 3-0, and it'll now be Boone, followed by Mioli and Lerch against Dennis Lamp. Boone, the batter, he has not had an official at bat so far. He walked his first time up. Foote puts down the sign. Lamp with the full windup and pitch to Boone. 6-8, fly ball right field. Vale is there. Got it. 1 away. Here is Rudy Mioli. So far in the ball game, he's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Foote sets the target. Lamp looks in. Full windup by Lamp. And that'll be a 5-9 ground ball to second. Sizemore got it. Flips it to Buckner for out number 2. 2 outs in the fourth. Here's Randy Lerch. Sack bunt his first time up. He will swing now. Lerch again, a left-handed hitter. Foote puts down the target. Lamp with the nod. Here is the pitch from Dennis Lamp. 2-9 line drive third base on Tavares there, and the Phillies go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom fourth, 1979, Major League Baseball's greatest games, game number 20, the Windy City Slugfest between the Cubs and the Phils. Bottom four this time, Phillies lead only by 3-0. The Phils 3 runs on 5 hits. The Cubs no runs, 4 hits. Randy Lerch still in the ball game. He'll pitch to Buckner, Kingman, Ontiveros. So here's Billy Buck. He grounded out into a double play his first time up. Boone sets the target. Lerch with the windup. Here's the pitch to Buckner. 4-8 and a walk to Buckner. So Lerch walks the leadoff hitter. Buckner used to have some speed before his knee issues. Here is King Kong Kingman, 1-for-1. He's now hitting .323 on the season, 16 homers, 32 RBIs, having an excellent start of his campaign. Boone sets the target. Lerch working from the stretch. Run first, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Kingman. 4-3, fly ball. That's a foul ball down the line. It is. Here's a fly ball right field. McBride comes in there. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Good play by McBride. He stops Kingman, and that's 1 away. So Kingman retired. Buckner will head back, and now here's Ontiveros. He's 1-for-1. A single his last time up. Boone puts down the sign. Lerch, the left-hander, run first and 1 out. Pitch to Ontiveros, 5-8, fly ball left field. Unser there makes the catch, and that's 2 outs. 2 outs in the fourth. 3-0 Phils. Here's Jerry Martin. He lined out his first time up. So far, so good for Randy Lerch so far. He didn't even get out of the first inning, and neither did Dennis Lamp in the actual game in 79. Both the starters still in there. It's Phillies 3, Cubs nothing. 3-run homer by Gary Maddox in the second inning. Boone sets the target. Lerch working from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 men out. Pitch to Jerry Martin. That is a ground ball to Rose. Takes it to the bag himself. And the Cubbies are done in the fourth. So we go to the fifth. Phillies 3, Cubs nothing. Phillies 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors, and the Cubs no runs on 4 hits. So this is the fifth. Again, this is MLB Network's top 20 games of all time. This is game number 20, the Windy City Slugfest. So McBride steps up, and when we're done tonight, we will go ahead and reveal the 19th game of all time, and that's when you see us next time we do one of these games. That will be the game we'll play. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp looks in. Here's the pitch to McBride. And McBride single to center field. So McBride has 2 hits in a row. He's on at first and nobody out. Phillies by 3. So the Phillies get something going. 6 hit for Bake. Here's Larry Boa. Possible sacrifice situation for Larry. He's 0-for-1 with a walk. Boa knows how to handle the bat well. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and Boa will bunt. Nicely done. Oh, he beats it out. Boa beats it out at first. Buckner unable to get to the bag in time. So Boa beats out the hit, and the Phillies have 2 on and nobody out. And here comes Mr. Rose himself. So Pete in the ball game is 0-for-2. Came in the game at .399, has gone down to .393. 2 homers, 25 RBIs, having an absolute stellar season. His first year with the Phils. Rose is a switch hitter, will bat from the left-hand side. 2 on, nobody out. I don't think they'll ask Rose to bunt here. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rose. And Rose, base hit. Pete Rose, he gets the job done. McBride will score from second, no throw. Boa will head the third, and the Phillies have opened up a 4-0 lead. So Pete Rose with an RBI knock, and the Phillies have first and third, nobody out, and have opened up a 4-0 lead. Here's Michael Jack Schmidt, 2 hits in the second and the third, so he's 2-for-2 in the ball game. He's having a fantastic first half of the year with 14 bombs, 35 ribbies. First and third, nobody out, Phils by 4. Foot puts down the sign. Lamp from the stretch. Cubs are going to play the infield in. They're going to try to stop the run at the plate if they can. Here's the pitch to Schmidt, and that's a walk. Schmidt walks. The Phillies have the bases loaded. Now here is Del Unser. So Unser steps up, 28 at-bats, 4 doubles, 2 RBIs, 464 limited time. He steps in a big situation against Dennis Lamp. So let's see what Lamp does. Infield stays in. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 5th. Lamp struggling. Foot puts down the target. Lamp from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Unser. One that is deep to right center field. Martin back. It's gone. A grand slam home run for Dale Unser. The Phillies have taken an 8-0 lead. A 5-run fifth. Unser scores and he hits the grand salami. So Phillies now have opened up a huge 8-0 lead here in the fifth, a 5-run fifth. And here comes Franks, and he'll bring the hook with him, as that'll be all for Dennis Lamp. So the light is out on Lamp, and the Phillies lead it 8-0 with Gary Maddox due up. Let's see if they leave him in the game or he comes out. He should come out and does. Bill Caudle, the spaceman, comes out. A youngster on this Cubby team. He has only made one appearance, and that was one hit on the season. So he comes in this game down 8. Here's Maddox. He'll step up. 3-run homer in the second, flied out in the third. Foot puts down the sign. Caudle looks in. Here's the pitch to Maddox. 3, base hit center field for Maddox, and Maddox is 2 for 3. Philly base hit number 10, and here is Bob Boone. So Boone, the batter, catcher, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Foot sets the sign. Caudle from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Boone. That struck him out. Oh, we can tell that youngster's got some movement on that pitch. So Bill Caudle gets the first out. Here's Rudy Mioli. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. 0 for 2. Foot puts down the sign. Caudle from the stretch. Pitch to Mioli. 6-9 struck him out. Bill Caudle showing good stuff here. 2 outs in the fifth. And it brings up Randy Lerch, who all of a sudden has an 8-run lead. Lerch, a left-handed hitter with Matic at first base. Foot sets the target. Caudle from the stretch. Pitch to Lerch. And that will be a ground ball to short on Tavares. He does not make the play. And that'll go through for a base hit. And not in time. So an infield hit for Lerch. And the Phillies got 2 men on, 2 men out for Bake McBride. McBride's had hits in the second and fifth, so the Phillies have batted around so far. We'll see if the Phillies can really open up a big lead here. They're already up 8, looking to add more. Foot sets the target. Caudle from the stretch, first and second, 2 outs. And the pitch, ground ball short. The Jesus goes the short way, and the Phillies are done in the fifth. They add 5. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 8-0 Phillies. So far, the Phils, 8 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Cubs, no runs on 4 hits. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to MLB Network's presentation of the top 20 games done by Strat and Matic. We're doing the number 20 game, which is the Windy City Slugfest back in 1979. The Phillies 23-22 win over these Cubbies. But in this game, the Phillies lead by 8-0. We're in the last of the fifth inning. It will be Foot, Sizemore, and probably a pinch hitter for Bill Caudle as we go to the fifth inning. Yes, they do. One team has the hitting shoes on. All right, so here is Foot, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Boom, puts down the sign. Randy Lerch with the windup. Here's the pitch to Foot. And he hits a drive. Barry Foot, line drive, left field. That could go. It is out of here on Waveland Avenue. Barry Foot. And the Cubbies have broken on top. It's now 8-1. So the Cubbies' 5th hit of the ball game results in a home run by Barry Foot. It's out of here, as Jack Brickhouse would say. 8-1 Phils here in the 5th. So Foot homers, and here's Ted Sizemore. So Lerch gives up a long ball, putting the Cubs in this ball game. Let's see if they can add to it and kind of build onto it, and maybe we might have that slugfest after all. Boom, puts down the sign. Lerch looks in. Here's a pitch to Sizemore. 6-5, struck him out. Sizemore on strikes. Let's see if they send a pinch hitter up for Caudle. 17 at bats, only at 0-59 and 10 strikeouts. Boone sets the target. Let's see if they send a pinch hitter. They will. So Sam Mejias will come in. He's 2 for 3 on the season, had 13 at bats during the regular season. So Mejias will swing from the right-hand side. So Boone puts down the target. Lerch looks in. Here's the pitch to Sam Mejias. And Mejias struck him out. Had all that stuff on the card and missed it. 2 outs in the 5th. And here's Ivan De Jesus. He flied out and popped up. Boone sets the target. Lerch looks in, gets the nod. Here's the pitch to the right-handed hitting DeJesus, and a walk. So DeJesus is on first with 2 outs. Cubs trying to keep this going. Here's Mike Vail. Again, notorious hitter against left-handed pitching. Boone puts down the sign. Lerch working from the stretch. Run first, 2 outs. Pitch to Vail, and that is a line drive, and it's caught. So it's caught to end the inning. Cubs get 1 run on the home run by Foot. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 8-1 Phils. Phillies, 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Cubs, 1 run on 5 hits and no errors. In the top of the 6th, Boa, Rose, and Schmidt against Donnie Moore, who pitched in the actual game. He's 0-2 on the season. 30 hits in 15 innings, 7 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He has a 9 ERA so far, so he'll pitch to Boa, Rose, Schmidt. That'll be switchy righty to Donnie Moore this inning. So Foot puts down the sign. Donnie Moore looks in. Here's the pitch to Boa. 2-2, pop the second. Sizemore there makes the catch, and 1 out in the 6th. Here's Pete Rose, 1 for 3. He had a big RBI singles last time up. He's trying to bring that average over 400 as we enter the month of June. Foot puts down the sign. Moore looks in, wind up and pitch to Pete Rose. Ground ball to short. Jesus throws to Buckner, and that is 2 outs. So here is Michael Jack Schmidt, 2 for 2, 2 hits in the 2nd and 3rd, and he walked back in the 5th. Schmidt bats with 2 outs here in the 5th. Phillies lead by 7 so far. Foot puts down the sign. Donnie Moore looks in. Here's a windup and pitch to Michael Jack. Struck him out to end the inning. So the Phillies don't get nothing in the 6th. 3 up, 3 down as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-1 Phillies. So 8-1 Phillies. Cubs bat against Randy Lerch here in the 6th. Buckner, Kingman, and Ontiveros for the Cubs. So here's Billy Buck, 0 for 1. Walked in the 4th, ground out in the double play in the 1st. Boone sets the target, works the left-hander to the left-handed hitting Buckner, and the pitch. That will be a ground ball back to Lerch. He's got it, throws at the Rose, and there's 1 out in the 6th. Here's Dave Kingman, King Kong. 1 for 2, singled back in the 2nd, flied out in the 4th. So Dave steps up, big right-handed. He's having a good average season for him. Boone sets the target. Randy Lerch looks in. Got to be afraid of Dave. Here's the pitch to Kingman. And that will be a walk to Kingman. He kind of worked around him. They have a 7-run lead. And now here's Stevie Ontiveros. Ontiveros 1 for 2, single in the 2nd, flied out in the 4th. 1 for 2, Kingman on first, 1 man out. Cubs down by 7 here in the 6th. Boone puts down the sign. Lerch looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Ontiveros. Fly ball left field. Unser there makes the catch, and there's 2 outs in the 6th. So here's Jerry Martin, again, one of those notorious left-handed righties who loves hitting lefties. So far in the game, he's 0 for 2, lined out and grounded out. Boone sets the target. Lerch working from the stretch with Kingman on first, not really paying much attention. Here's the pitch to Martin, and that will be a ground ball short. Boa's got it. He throws them out, and the Cubs are out in the 6th. Hey, we go to the 7th. MLB's greatest games, number 20, the Windy City Slugfest, as it's the Phillies leading the Cubs by the score of 8-1. Phillies, 8 runs on 11 hits. The Cubs, 1 run on 5 hits. And we go to the 7th inning. Salvador Matic. How you doing, Salvador? Welcome aboard. Thank you. It's thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate here coming in. I do again. Sorry about to hear about your mom and all that. Hopefully she gets better. It's tough to go through right now. We now go to the 7th inning. Again, this is MLB Network's greatest games. This is game number 20 on their schedule, which was the Phillies and Cubs from 1979. But this game all belongs to the Phils. 8-11-0 for the Phillies, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Cubs. Unser will bat 2 for 3, single, and a grand slam homer in the 5th. That put this one out of reach. Foot puts down the target. Donnie Moore looks in. Here's the pitch to Unser, and that is a ground ball to second. Sizemore's got it, goes to first, and you got 1 out here in the 7th. Here's Gary Maddox, 2 for 3, big 3-run homer in the 2nd that got the wheels going for the Phils. Flight out in the 3rd and single back in the 5th. Foot puts down the sign. Donnie Moore looks in, and the pitch to Matic. And that is going to be a fly ball to center. Martin coming in, and there is 2 outs. So here's Bob Boone, 0 for 2, walk back in the second. Boone steps up with 2 gone. Foot sets the target. Donnie Moore looking good so far today. Here's the pitch to Booney, and that's a line drive. That Untaveras. Let's get up and stretch, or we'll send who should we send out to sing the national anthem or take me out to the ball game, as Harry Carey would usually do this. Bottom of the 7th coming up here in Chicago. It's the Phillies 8 and the Cubs 1. Phillies 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Cubbies 1 run on 5 hits. Holy cow. So here's Barry Foote batting in the 7th. Foote has grounded out, has hit the lone home run for the Cubs. That happened back in the 5th. Lerch still on in the 7th inning, going strong. Boone sets the target. Lerch looks in, and the full windup to Foote. 1-11 fly ball right field, had a shot. McBride there makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Here's Sizemore with a pinch hitter for Donnie Moore probably on deck. Sizemore in the game has single back to 3rd, struck out in the 5th, officially 1 for 2. Boone sets the target. Lerch looks in. Here's the windup and pitch to Sizemore. And that is a line drive in the gap over Matic's head. Sizemore around first. He'll go in the second with a double. So 1 out double for Teddy Sizemore, a former Phil. And now here's Donnie Moore spot in the lineup. They'll probably will pinch hit for him here. We'll see who they go with. And they will go with Steve Dillard, former Tiger. 6 at-bats on the season, only hitting 167. Bottom of the 7th, Phillies lead by 7, 8-1. Boone sets the target, Lerch from the stretch. Cub runner at second and 1 out. Here's the pitch to Dillard. And that is going to be a deep drive, left center field. Unser back, way back. That's on to Waveland Avenue home run. The Cubs have broken in this lead. It's now 8-3. A 2-run pinch hit homer by Steve Dillard. So the Cubs get 2 back. It's 8-3. That was hit number 7 for the Cubs. 1 out here in the 7th, down by 5. So here's DeJesus. He walked in the 5th. He's 0 for 2, flying out in a pop-up. Boone sets the target. Lerch working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to DeJesus. And that's a ground ball short. Bo has got it. Goes to first, and that's 2 outs. Cubs trying to break in this lead, now down 5. They're almost within a bloop and a blast, as they say. Here is Vail. Good chance for him to get on. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. He's singled back in the 1st. Boone sets the target. Lerch working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Vail, and that will be a line drive. That's going to be in the gap. Matic cannot get it. That splits the gap. That'll go to second as Vail, and that should do it for Randy Lerch. So the Philly manager will come on out. He'll probably take the ball from Randy Lerch here as the Cubs have runner on second and 2 outs in the 7th. And let's see who they call on. It will be Raleigh Eastwick, the former Cincinnati Red. He comes in for the Phils. He's had 3 saves on the year, 4.40 ERA, 17 hits in 14 innings. We'll see how Raleigh does here. Closer for the Phils, I believe, is Tug McGraw, or they probably have a Ron Reed somewhere here if I'm right too. They have McGraw and Reed in the bullpen. So here's Billy Buckner. Cubs can really get back in this game. A big blow. 2 outs. Vail at second base. Eastwick cannot hold runners off, so Vail's going to get a walking lead off first. Boone puts down the sign. Eastwick from the stretch. Runner on second. 2 outs. Pitch to Buckner. That's a ground ball to short. Bo has got it. Goes to first, and that is it. Cubs get 2 in the 7th. We head to the 8th. It's Phillies 8 and Cubs 3. Phillies 8 runs on 11 hits, while the Cubs 3 runs on 8 hits. Pitching for the Cubs, Ray Burris. Burris on the season, 1-1, 1 save. Has been in 12 innings of work, 8 hits, 8 walks, 5 strikeouts. Has a lot of auto triples on this card. I've never seen that. That's a ton of triples. Top of the 8th coming up, Phillies by 5. They'll send to the plate. Mioli, possibly Eastwick, and McBride to bat for the Phillies here in the 8th inning. Hope everything goes better for you, my friend, Salvador. I know you've already left already, but please take care. Please do better. And now we go back to live action. 8th inning, Phillies trying to hold on to this one. To Wrigley Field, anything can happen. Again, we are doing through Strat, Major League Baseball's greatest games. This is game number 20 on their schedule, which was the Phillies and Cubs. Their Windy City Slugfest, where the Phillies won 23-22. And this one, the Phillies lead 8-3 as we go to the eighth. Here is Mioli. Again, we're playing with as-played lineups. We're playing with the actual pitchers that started. Otherwise, the computer's running and everything else. Foot puts down the sign. Burris for the windup. Here's the pitch to Mioli. And that's a ground ball to second. Sizemore got it. Flips it to Buckner for 1 out. Let's see if they bat Eastwick here. He had 7 at-bats during the regular season. They will bat Eastwick. 2-12 and struck Eastwick out. They definitely did not look comfortable at the plate for Raleigh. 2 outs in the eighth. There's McBride. 2 for 4 runs scored. Single in the second, single in the fifth. Foot puts down the sign. Ray Burris with a windup and pitch. 3-11, pop the first. Buckner there makes the catch. And the Phillies go 1-2-3. Interesting game brewing. Phillies now lead it 8-3. And with Wrigley Field, anything can happen. See if the Cubs can get back in this. It's Kong, Kingman, Ontiveros, and Martin against Raleigh Eastwick. Bottom of the eighth coming up here in Wrigley. Boone sets the sign. Raleigh Eastwick takes a deep breath. Here's the pitch to Kingman. And that ball is gone. Kingman will send this one to someone's window outside Wrigley Field. Someone on the streets of Wrigley will get that one. Kingman will round third and score. And Dave Kong Kingman's 17th home run of the year. And it's now 8-4 Phillies. So another big home run for the Cubbies. They've cut this lead to 4, and the Cubs are now within a bloop and a blast, or 3 bloops and a blast. So here is Ontiveros, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Eastwick is touched and tagged. That one was so far out of here, he needed a stewardess for it. Here's Boone, puts down the side. Eastwick looks in. Here's the pitch to Ontiveros. 5-9 and a walk. So, Eastwick has been kind of shuttered a little bit. He walks off the mound. They probably should go get him. Ontiveros on at first. There's one of the bloops they needed. And now here is Jerry Martin. You could probably pinch hit for him here. He's a hitter that hits mostly lefties. So this will be a time to probably come get him if I were they. Still on the bench, Scott Thompson, Larry Bittner, Mr. Bobby Mercer is on the bench. That is fun. Mick Kelleher and the backup catcher, Tim Blackwell. So here is Martin. Let's see if they pinch hit for him. 8-4, no outs. Boone sets the sign. Eastwick from the stretch. Here we go. Pitch to Jerry Martin. And that's a double play ball. Schmidt, the Mioli, the Rose. And that's 2. So Raleigh Eastwick makes the big play to get out of it. And here's Barry Foote, 1 for 3, solo homer in the fifth. Boone sets the target. Eastwick looks in. Here's the pitch to Foote. And that will be a fly ball center field. Matic's there, makes the catch. And we head to the top of the ninth. It's Phillies 8, Cubs 4. Phillies 8 runs on 11 hits, while the Cubs 4 runs on 9 hits. So in the ninth, it'll be Boa, followed by Rose and Schmidt against Ray Burris, who's been quite effective today, as he's been pitching really well. Boa to bat. He is 1 for 3, had a single back in the fifth. Foot puts down the sign. Burris looks in. Here's the pitch to Boa. 5-11, ground ball first. Buckner's got it. Takes it to the bag. 1 away. So here's Pete Rose, the batter. So Rose will hit. He so far in the ball game is 1 for 4. Foot puts down the sign. Burris with a windup. Here's the pitch to Pete. 6-10, ground ball to short. The Jesus throws. Got him. Big out from the Jesus. 2 outs in the ninth. You want to keep him within 4. But here's the guy who has not had the big blow yet. Had 2 home runs in the actual game. Michael Jack Schmidt, 2 for 3 in the game. 2 singles back in the second and third. Ray Burris looking to go a clean ninth, giving the Cubs at least a chance down 4. Foot puts down the sign. Burris from the windup. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. That will be a strikeout. Oh, Schmidt was going for the downs, and Burris pulled the change on him. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Phillies 8, Cubs 4. So far, it's been Phillies 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Cubbies 4 runs on 9 hits. Now, if you do enjoy this game, please like, please subscribe, please comment. Like what you hear so we can kind of get more of these games on there for you. The next scheduled game, folks, will be an interesting match. National League Division Series. It's the 19th game on the schedule. It is the San Francisco Giants against the Florida Marlins. So it is game 4 of that series. I believe that's the game the Giants tried to score the winning run, and Pudge Rodriguez made a great play to, I believe, stop the run from scoring and advanced on. And of course, this is the year, I believe, the Marlins went to the World Series in 2002, but still it looks like the Marlins, this was a NL Division Series game. So again, that is the Season 1, Episode 2, game number 19. That'll be next on our little schedule here. So let's go ahead. Let's get back to the ball game. I want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. Whoops, there's my thing swinging on me. And now here is Sizemore, 2 for 3 and a double so far. He just needs to get on base and get it going. Eastwick stays in the game. He's going to try to do a long save. Boom, puts down the sign. Eastwick with the windup. Here's the pitch to Sizemore. And that is a base hit right field. So Sizemore is on. Runner on first and nobody out. And now here's Burns. This is going to be a Burris. This will be a pinch hitter for Burris. Probably be Mercer. I can see that being a 7R, needing to get up there. Let's see if they go with Mercer here. And they go with Bobby Mercer, one of my favorite players of all time. 219 hitter, 1 home run, 10 RBIs. He definitely favored right-handed pitching this season. Boone sets the target. Eastwick from the stretch. Runner on first, nobody out. Pitch to Mercer. That's a set. Base hit right field. Mercer's on, and the Cubs are 2 hits on and 2 away from a bloop and a blast. First and second, nobody out. These Cub partisan fans on their feet. They want to see a miracle happen. So here's the Jesus, 0 for 3 of the walk. He walked back in the 5th. Right-handed hitter. Eastwick struggling to get through. McGraw wants to get in this game. Boone puts down the sign for him. Eastwick from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Jesus, and he flies to left field. Unser there makes the catcher's one away. But now here is Mike Vail. This is again where you don't bat Vail in this situation. You find somebody else who can hit a righty, probably be like maybe a Scott Thompson here. Vail mostly feasts on the left-handed pitcher. Boone puts down the target. Eastwick from the stretch. First and second, 1 out. Cubs trying to keep this alive. He swings, walked him, and Mike Vail draws the walk. And ladies and gentlemen, you have your bloop and a blast. Bill Buckner, the batter, who has the ability to get the blast, a 1-7 on his card, or nothing on Eastwick's card. So he's going to have to do it on his own. So he gets that. He's a 35% chance at tying this up and setting this place going crazy. So Buckner, the hitter. It is Phillies 8, Cubs 4, both teams 11 hits. Buckner hits. Eastwick, does he stay in the game? Another hit, and he will be out with Big Kingman on deck. Oh, my goodness. And he made a shot at McGraw to do it. Boone sets the target. Eastwick from the stretch. Here we go. Pitch to Billy Buckner. 5-10. It's going to be, what's that going to be? That's going to be a 2. Let's see. He scores from third. He takes third. Vell takes second. There is 2 outs. So it was a wild pitch and pop up to the catcher. So the wild pitch scores the runner. That sends the runners to second and third. And then a pop up that says, by Boone makes the catch, and now there's 2 outs. So now the ball game is 8-5. Kingman now represents the tying run. He's had a home run this ball game back in the 8th, and he'll get a shot still probably against Eastwick unless they decide to do something about it. Now this is something different. Kingman has home run power on a 1-8, 1-9, 3-5. 2 8s, 40%, and then he gets home runs on Eastwick 6-5 and a 6-6, a 10% chance. So for all you mathematical wizards out there, he's got options. Let's see if they stay with Eastwick. It is 8-5. Kingman to take a swing here. Do the Cubs possibly tie it, or the Phillies hold on? Boone sets the target. Eastwick from the stretch, second and third. Here's the pitch to Kingman. And he banks at Kingman. Drives in 2. It's 8-7 Phillies. So Dave Kingman with a single. And now the potential tying run is at first base. Steve Ontiveros the batter, and we're going to get a new pitcher out there as Raleigh Eastwick has lost all his potential availability. So Eastwick will be going. I'm assuming we're going to get McGraw here to close it. 8-7 Phillies. Let's see who they'll bring out here. I'm trying to do it without swinging in case he swings. Let's see. Oh, he swings. They pitch to him. Walk to Ontiveros. Unbelievable. The Phillies did not come out and get Eastwick on that, and Ontiveros walked. Unbelievable. The Cubs had a tying run at second, and Kingman, the go-ahead winning walk-off run, if you want to call it that, in 1979 to Ontiveros. And here comes Jerry Martin. The thing you don't do here is probably bring in McGraw, because it's going to give you more opportunities at a home run. 8-7 Phillies, bottom of the ninth inning. The Cubs still with a prayer in this game. What a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. As we go, let's go back and make sure anyone any questions or comments in chat. Eastwick is already tired. You should have not pitched to him, but now it's first and second, 2 outs. Does he let Eastwick stay in the game and pitch to Martin, or do you put a lefty in that works in the favor of Jerry Martin? So Martin steps in. Cubs a chance to tie it with Kingman, win it with Ontiveros. Boone sets the target. Eastwick from the stretch, first and second. Here's the pitch. Stayed in the game. Single. Field. Here comes Kingman. Scores. We're tied at 8. The Cubbies have scored 4 in the ninth. That tied this game up. Holy cow. And the actual game in real life did go extra innings. So this one is tied at 8. Yes, so the Cubbies come all the way back from 8-0 and tie this baby up at 8. The Cubbies with 13 hits, the Phillies 11, and Danny Ozark is going to have to get questioned on why he's leaving Eastwick out there to melt down. First and second, 2 outs. I can tell you the Philly press is going to feast on this. Barry Foote the batter. Ontiveros is the winning run. Jerry Martin, a run that does not mean anything, but he wants to stay out of the force out, so he kind of has some reason to be out there. First and second, 2 outs. Foote the batter. Only hitting the ball game was a home run in the 5th. Cubs trying to win it here and take the win from it's like the wide world of sports. The thrill of victory, and the Cubs try to turn the Phillies into an agony of defeat. Foote the batter. Here we go. Boone sets. Eastwick from the stretch. Dewey pinch hit now. Yes, now he comes out and gets him. He comes and gets Ron Reed, who is 3-2, 1 save, 3.93 ERA. He should have been in there to get his relief pitcher out. Why he let Eastwick out there on a clothesline, left him out to dry, I don't know. First and second, 2 outs, 8-8 your score. Does Foote get the big hit on him, or do we go to extras? Boone puts down the sign. Reed from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Foote, and that is a ground ball to short. Ball gets him out, and guess what? We go to the 10th. Holy cow. And because this is not modern baseball, we will play full extra innings. It is the Cubs, 8 runs, 13 hits. The Phillies, 8 runs on 11 hits. Another guy who pitched in a game will pitch in this one. Guillermo Hernandez, don't call me Willie, is out there. Willie on the year, 0-1, 1 save, 4.35 ERA, 20 hits, 21 innings. He'll pitch to Unser, Matic, and Boone. 2 guys you want right-handed, and then Boone wants the lefties, and so does Mioli. So let's see what happens with Willie Hernandez. Willie the left-hander. Looks like Willie comes in the game tired too. So Willie must have came in already tired from his last game. So he already come in a little bit exhausted. Foote sets the target. Unser the batter. He had a grand slam homer back in the 5th. Batting for him, 5-10 doubles. The left field is Unser. Goes to the wall. Unser will stop at second, and the Fighting Phils trying to get one back. So now here's Gary Maddox. Maddox the batter, a big 3-run homer back in the second that started this all. He's 2 for 4 in this ball game. Foot puts down the sign. Willie Hernandez, don't call me Garomo, looks in. Here's the pitch to Maddox. 2-10, ground ball to short. The Jesus looks back. Unser throws him out and one away. Here's Bob Boone. So Boone wants to give this a shot. So Mr. Boone hitting 245. He steps up, right-handed batter, runner on second. Does he get a big hit here? Let's see. Foot sets the target. Hernandez from the stretch. Runner on second. Do you walk Boone and pitch to the young Mioli? And they do. They do. They do walk Boone intentionally. So they do give him the 4. So first and second, 1 out. And they bring the youngster in. Boy, he only gets up 73 times in a year. He's a 3L. So, yeah, he hits lefties a little bit better. Can he be a hero for the Phils? First and second, 1 out. Mioli the batter. He'll bat against Willie, don't call me Garomo, or Garomo, don't call me Willie. Foot puts down the sign. Hernandez looks in. Here's the pitch to Mioli. 2-7 walk from Mioli out of nowhere. And you could tell Willie Hernandez, who doesn't speak a lot of English, kind of mutters to himself. The Phillies now with bases loaded and 1 out, a chance to maybe bust this open early. So now it's Ron Reed. Oh, my goodness. Do you bat? Let's see what Philadelphia has in their bullpen. The Phillies still have Tug McGraw and Bird. Bird can be a long man. McGraw has basically been their closer, has only had 1 save during the year, but he's pitched well. And Christensen, I believe, is a starter. So only 2 guys left. They got 6 guys on the bench, including Mr. Greg Luzinski, who can get a shot here, or Gross, McGarver, Anderson, Aviles, and Cardinal. So the question is who do you step up here? I'm guessing it's going to be the Bull. Does Luzinski grab a bat? Bases loaded, 1 out, game tied at 8. And they pitch to Reed. Oh, what a mistake. Fly ball center field. Reed gets the job done, makes the catch, and Unser scores. So they should have batted for Ron Reed there. Unless they think Tug McGraw or Bird is unable to pitch, they may have just wasted. They had a Greg Luzinski on deck, but didn't get the bat. Oh, again, another question to be asked of Danny Ozark when this one is over. 9-8 Phils, top of the 10th. And again, the Phillies with a chance to win this. Foot puts down the sign. Willie Hernandez, first and second, 2 outs. Pitch to McBride, and that is strike out for Hernandez, and that is all she wrote. So Ron Reed comes out. He has the ability to close this game and win without a problem. He gives up a hit, though, and he'll be out and tired, and that would either force Bird or McGraw to come in and get the save. Sizemore will bat, probably a pinch hitter for Hernandez, we hope to God, and Ivan De Jesus to bat for the Cubbies. 9-8 Phillies, bottom of the 10th. This game did go 10 innings in real life. Phillies won 23-22, and this one, the Phillies lead 9-8, 9-12-0 for the Phils, 8-13-0 for the Cubs. Sizemore 3 for 4. Boone puts down the sign. Reed working from the windup. Here's the pitch to Sizemore. 6-8 single to center field. Sizemore 4 for 5. Now let's see what they do. Willie Hernandez will step up. Willie was 8 at-bats, including a double on the season. Do you let him bat, bunt, or do you pinch hit? You better pinch hit for him, or Chicago will go crazy. Let's see what they do. Do they make changes here? Oh, they will swing away. Struck Hernandez out. Oh, what a mistake that was. Let me make sure I'm not. No, people are making changes. They both should be on computer, and they are. Wow. Willie Hernandez batted for himself. He didn't even try to bunt. Oh, my, both. If we had an ESPN back in 1979, or it was in its infancy, you would have unbelievable newspaper reporters on this game talking to the Phillies and Cubs about some of these managing mistakes. So here's the Jesus. He's 0 for 4. He had a walk in the 5th, runner on first. Cubs lead 9-8. The Jesus, 5 home runs on the season. He can get a home run and walk this off, but if he does, he'd be a very unlikely guy. But Ron Reed does give up an auto on his card. So if the Jesus does have an end, which I bet he is, he has shots here to walk it off. Boone puts down the sign. Reed from the stretch. Sizemore to take a lead. Here's the pitch to the Jesus. And that's a walk to Jesus. Sizemore, the tying run, goes to second. The Jesus goes to first. First and second, 1 out, 9-8 Phillies. What an ending to this one here in Wrigley Field. Wow, what a ball game here. And now it's Mike Vail who will probably see if he hits for himself. He has so far in the game had 2 hits and a walk. Again, he had the last bat against Eastwick, and he shouldn't have batted. He drew the walk. First and second, 1 out. The batter. So now here is Vail. Boone puts down the sign. Reed from the stretch. First and second, 1 out. Pitch to Vail, and a base hit for Vail. That scores the tying run. Here comes the Jesus. He stops at third. The Cubs tie this game at 9-9. The Cubs add one in the 10th. It's first and third, 1 out. Billy Buckner, the batter, and Buckner can now win this. So Reed is tired. You have a McGraw in the bullpen here, or a Doug Bird. You need to make this decision, I think. The infield is in. First and third, 1 out. Stop this run at the plate from going. Boone puts down the sign. Reed from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Buckner. Ground ball is short. He will hold the runner and throw the runner out at first. So Boa holds the Jesus. It's 9-9 in the 10th. And now it's Dave Kingman. Kong. 3 for 4. Home run in the 8th. 2-run single in the 9th. And now he gets his last licks. If he doesn't do it here, we play on to the 11th. Boone sets the target. Reed from the stretch. Second and third, 2 outs. And, they walk Kingman. How about that, the respect? So Kingman takes first base. They'll bring in Ontiveros. He's had a hit and 2 walks. Reed now looking to make the decision. Let's see if they bring in McGraw to pitch to Ontiveros. I don't know if you do that, or would a tired Reed stay out there? Boone puts down the sign. Reed from the stretch. Base is loaded. 2 outs, and they will bring in Doug Bird. Ooh, not a good card for Doug. No record this year, 4.97 ERA, 11 hits, 13 innings, and he's got a lot of junk in that forecom that can win it for the Cubbies. Let's see if Ontiveros can find something. This could go bad for the Phillies. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Boone sets the target. Bird working from the stretch. Bases loaded. Pitch to Ontiveros. Does he get it? Base hit left field. The Cubs win. The Cubs win, and the Cubs win. The Cubs have come all the way back from being down 8-0 to win this game 10-9. So the Cubs win it. They go to 16-16 while the Phillies stay at 500, 17-17. The winner is Guillermo Hernandez Willie, 1-1. Losses to Ron Reed. He's 3-3. Again, a lot of questions will have to be asked Danny Ozark and Herman Franks on why he left people in or let people hit. It seems like you let Reed out on the clothesline too much out there, like they left Eastwick. Eastwick, 2 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs in relief. They should have gotten Eastwick out of there well beyond that. But the Cubs come back from 8 down and score basically 10 out of the last 11 runs and win it 10-9. The Cubs, 10 runs, 16 hits, and no errors. The Phillies, 9 runs on 12 hits, and what an unbelievable game. And this is MLB Network's top 20 game. The Phillies 9-12-0. Again, the next time we'll see you in this type of environment, we told you we'll repeat ourselves. It will be the 2003 NLDS Game 4, Giants and Marlins. That is going to be Season 1, Episode 2, Game number 19. So please be with us as we replay that. Thank you, folks, for coming in. I do thank you. I say thank you for everyone coming in. Our Red Sox fans, Salvador America, prayers to you and your family and everyone else watching. Again, this has been a little bit new of a type replay, but boy, what a fun one this was. Using as played lineups, this is MLB Network's top 20 greatest games. Number 20, the Windy City Slugfest. This one goes to the Cubs in 10 innings by a score of 10-9. Have a good night, everybody.